So you're trying to get stronger and you're trying to build muscle. Are you making any of these mistakes that are holding back your gains? Cue the intro. What's going on, guys? Gabriel say, aka The Truth, checking in, and today I have 5 tips that I want to share with you, 5 mistakes that I've made in the past to help you get stronger, which will then translate into building more muscle. So number 1 is something that's called periodization. This is where you have your base structure, then you have a structure within the structure, if that makes any sense. So it's like having a 12-week plan split into 3 parts, but each part feeds into the other. So it's not just like, okay, well, this month we're gonna do this, and then straight away we're gonna do this, and there's no correlation between the two. Periodization takes a set period of time to complete a set amount of tasks, which then leads into the next phase. Kind of like how I've created the hybrid program. So the hybrid is my ebook that's coming out probably in a couple of weeks, but that's how I've structured it. So every phase has a reason. So periodize. Make sure that you're structured. Make sure that you know why you're doing certain things, because otherwise you just go in and you're just lifting weights for the sake of lifting weights. That kindly, like periodization, ties me into the next point, which is progressive overload. I've done a video on this before, but that was about 2 years ago. Progressive overload is probably one of the key things when it comes to actually growing and building muscle. Progressive overload is gradually getting better at something and gradually applying more load to an exercise, in a nutshell. So now if I'm to elaborate a little bit more, you're looking at, say, let's take bench press for example. Say you can bench 60 kilos. Every week, you want to try and increase that. Maybe if it's by 2.5 kilos, maybe it's by reps, maybe it's by having less rest period. Whatever you're tracking as your progressive overload, it needs to get better each week. Because you can only get to a certain point in how much you can lift, but you can always improve on something. For example, in the squat, I'm a little bit injured at the moment. So my parameter for progressive overload is how many more reps can I get with this weight? Does that make sense? Leave a comment down below or give this video a thumbs up if that makes sense. Tip number 3 is probably something that no one has anymore. We live in a very impatient world, but patience, I've said this before as well, is not just a Nigerian name. Patience is something that you need, because this whole bodybuilding game, the amount of questions that I get is, what can I do now to get results quick? Look at the 2 key words in that, now and quick. What happened to, let me just lift weights, let me just adjust my lifestyle to incorporate this. Everyone wants certain things fast. I wanted a 6-pack really fast. That was my thing. I was doing crunches every day until I realized that crunches don't give you the 6-pack. It will give you more blocky abs, so now I have really blocky abs, but essentially all I needed to do was eat better. But patience is one of the key things. You just need to, roll with the punches. Take each day as it comes. If you hit a PB, great. If you don't, what can you do to improve it? Just enjoy the process. Stop wanting gains so quickly. 14 years in October I've been training. It's a long time, and it's a long time to dedicate and commit yourself to something, but once you create it and make it part of your lifestyle and accept that things aren't gonna come quickly, then you're set, and it becomes something that you can do continuously for a very long time. Number 4, that was 5. Number 4 is consistent rep timing. This is something that I still have to remind myself almost every day. Sometimes I'll go through a whole training block and I'm like, wow, my lifts did not improve. I might have got a little bit stronger, my endurance might have been a bit better, but my overall goal for that phase just was dead. And I was just like, then I have to sit back and I'm like, bro, what didn't I do? And that's another thing. What didn't you do? Always ask yourself that question. What didn't I do? And it will always come back to help you analyze yourself and to realize certain things about what you're doing. So I was there, I was like, well, why has this not gone according to plan? Because rep timing. So rep timing, you'll probably see it sometimes on bodybuilding.com and stuff like that. Maybe even some of the ebooks that I've had in the past, where it will say something like 2020, and you're like, 10101.
01101001.
So if you take bench, for example, I like using bench as an example. Everyone loves bench, that's why. Anyway, 2 seconds, 2020 means 2 seconds down. You're not gonna pause, so 0 second pause on your chest, and you're gonna come back up 2 seconds. So it's a consistent piston flow. Do you know what I'm saying? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you could even complicate it a little bit more and then have like 2, 0, X, 0, which will be 2 seconds down, 0 pause in the chest, explode up. Or you could have 2, 2, X, 0, which will be 2 seconds down, 2 second pause on the chest, explode up, then straight back down again. So rep timing, you can complicate it to a certain point and get more time under tension, all that kind of stuff. But that's the basic premise of rep timing. Now, when it comes to this, when you're doing the exercise, it's important that you keep consistent with it. This is where the mistake I made. So what happens is, first few reps, you're like, all right, I'm good. 1, 2, oh, this is easy. 1, 2, oh, this is easy. And then it gets to like rep 8 and you're like, hey, because it's getting harder, you start just banging through the reps. Pointless. You've just, the whole point of the rep timing to keep time under tension for a certain amount of time to promote more muscle growth is gone. You've eliminated it. And this is the thing that, like, it's very easy to do because when it gets hard, you just want it done. But it's important to mentally make a note of how you felt during that set and then adjust to make sure that, you know, you might scale back a little bit. Which then leads on to point number 5, which is ego. Yes, ego. Let's talk about ego because me and P1 were talking about this the other day, and there's 2 types of ego. There's uncontrolled ego and there's controlled ego. Uncontrolled ego, you need to leave that at home. You need to cage it and drop it in the bottom of the ocean, and that shit's never coming back. Controlled ego, on the other hand, this is good. Controlled ego is like, Avengers, see that bit with the Hulk? That big lizard thing flying through the sky.
Might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Aye, that bit, do you know, I got goosebumps on that bit. I was like, nah. It just, whoa, boom, and it smashes it. That's controlled ego. That's tapping into a certain part of your mind and a certain strength that you have to complete something that is difficult. Uncontrolled ego is just seeing loads of people in the gym, seeing people picking up weights that you've never touched before, and just because you want to be part of the crowd or whatever, you want to just, you know, show off or whatever. Oh, we were at South Norwood Gym and we were deadlifting 6 plates. So that's like what, 260 kilos. So we're deadlifting 6 plates and one guy comes up and he was like, can I join in? Can I have a go? As soon as he said, can I have a go? I was like, Kwasia, move yourself. What are you talking about? Can I have a go? We're not talking about flipping the merry-go-round at the fun fair. We're talking about flipping 260 kilo deadlift. But you look like flipping the cheese string guy. So we're like, all right, go on then. This guy almost snapped himself in half, trying to prove a point to a girl that he was trying to impress. That's uncontrolled ego. You need to leave that shit at home. And for the bonus tip, your nutrition sucks balls. Big donkey balls. There are other factors, genetics, muscle insertion, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about that in another video because there are other factors, but most of the time, to maximize the gains for yourself, not to look like someone else, but for yourself, you need to be eating the right amount. You need to stop being scared of getting, you know, putting on some extra fluff. Not saying that you have to go and do a dirty bulk and get fat, but you know, be in a surplus to gain extra strength, extra muscle or whatever. Yeah, just make sure you're eating enough. A lot of people just don't eat enough. So get your nutrition on point. But that is it for this video. I hope it helps. I hope it's like insightful. I'm out. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.
Whipping excursion. I gotta pick up that person. In the trap. Tripping that working. You're not a gangster, you're just an internet version.